Hey, want to light up a joint? Want to grab some brownies? In the mood for some candy? Americans are being sucked into the marijuana craze like a black hole swallowing everything in its path. Recent surveys done by the National Survey on Drug Use and Health found that 7.3% of Americans 12 or older use marijuana regularly, a drastic increase from 5.8% in 2007. States are also beginning to legalize marijuana for both medicinal and recreational use. Marijuana should not be legalized for recreational or medicinal purposes. It is the kiss of death. The issue of marijuana usage in our society is very close to me. I have seen countless lives destroyed by marijuana, and I have been a strong advocate within my community to discourage the use of marijuana. Marijuana should not be legalized for medicinal or recreational purposes due to its addictive nature, its harmful effects on the brain, and its destruction of individuals and society. For some reason, marijuana is likened to tobacco and cigarettes. People believe that marijuana can be used for recreational purposes with little to no side effects. In reality, marijuana is a harmful and highly addictive substance. The U.S. government classifies marijuana as a Schedule I drug. The U.S. government evaluates Schedule I drugs as having no currently accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse. Schedule I drugs are the most dangerous drugs of all the drug schedules with potentially severe psychological or physical dependence. The NIH has also conducted studies proving that long-term marijuana use leads to addiction. In fact, the NIH found that 1 in 6 young users eventually became addicted to marijuana. Addiction to marijuana is not to be taken lightly. One of my friends in high school was once a great person and student until he encountered marijuana. When he began to smoke marijuana, his attitudes toward life and his friends changed completely. His grades suffered, and he lost many of his closest friends and family. Finally, quitting marijuana is harder than resisting free ice cream on a hot summer day. He suffered many of the symptoms associated with marijuana, including irritability, sleeplessness, decreased appetite, and anxiety. Why not avoid all these issues associated with marijuana by just saying no to marijuana to begin with? Marijuana affects brain development and leads to underperformance in school. Marijuana has been shown to disrupt memory functions of the brain. Researchers at Northwestern found that teenagers who used marijuana daily for 3 years had changes in their brain structure and performed poorly on memory tasks. A University of Maryland study confirmed that marijuana could lower a person's IQ by as much as 8 points. These studies prove that marijuana definitely does not give you an edge intellectually or boost your creativity as some like to believe. It is also no surprise that marijuana also leads to underperformance in school. The National Institute of Drug Abuse found that marijuana users usually earn less and usually did not go to college than their peers who did not use marijuana. Marijuana is the key to living a life of unfilled potential and poverty. Marijuana is destructive to both an individual and society. As I have already explained, marijuana destroys your brain and your ability to think. Recreational marijuana use also kills. Levi Thembapanji died after consuming a large amount of marijuana contained in a cookie. This is him. He was just a college student and had a life to live. Imagine what he could have accomplished had he not consumed a stupid little brownie. Marijuana's most destructive trait is that it is a gateway drug. It leads to more dangerous drugs such as cocaine, heroin, and crystal meth. Once a marijuana user tries these even more dangerous drugs, they have officially put themselves in a dark dungeon with no way out. Marijuana also has the power to destruct a whole society. People would become stoned and lose their ability to be productive members of society. No work would ever get done either. Mankind takes a step backwards every time marijuana is used. Supporters of marijuana legalization cite the prohibition of marijuana costs taxpayers too much money and the health benefits of marijuana. One prominent economist pegged the cost of law enforcement related to keeping marijuana off the streets at $9 billion per year. I realize $9 billion is a ton of money, but the fight is worth it. The day that marijuana is easy to get is a day of America's downfall. Marijuana legalization supporters also championed the notion that the government could stand to make $9 billion per year if they made marijuana legal and taxed it. This chart shows the staggering amount of marijuana sales that could be potentially taxed. At first glance, $9 billion seems like a huge windfall for the government. But taking a closer look reveals that $9 billion is nothing compared to the cost of lost wages, more support programs, and reduced innovation. Supporters of marijuana legalization also cite marijuana's health benefits. However, the same benefits that are supposedly received by smoking marijuana are available from prescription drugs. The benefits of marijuana that legalization supporters cite are nothing but a costume designed to mask the dangerous effects of marijuana use. Marijuana is a dangerous drug that should not be legalized. It is addictive, affects brain development, and destructs individuals and our society. Because marijuana is portrayed as a harmless and stoner drug, there has been increasing support for legalization from the public. This is a troubling development. In reality, marijuana is addictive, potent, and dangerous. Marijuana has no place on the streets of America. Now is the time to save the youth of America. Now is the time to take a clear stance on the legalization of marijuana. Now is the time to vote no for legalization of marijuana. Thank you.